In this video, I want to share with you some concepts about habit gravity, escape velocity, awareness, the most powerful state that we can be, and willpower, the power of take good decisions and scientific ways to improve it. Hi there, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara, and I'm here to remind you who you truly are. An eternal spirit, living one experience of being squeezed in a body made of stardust, born to shine, to evolve, to become the best version of yourself. And here I am, in the beautiful countryside of the Netherlands, searching for a place where there is not so much sun in my eyes so I can share with you my concepts. Let's see, I think here. Yes. The hardest and most precious form of energy that we can have is willpower. Is to keep going when everything is against us, even our own minute instant gratification. And what is willpower? How can we get? I'm gonna tell you a story, very interesting story. I met a guy in 2008, I think, Nando Parrado. He was a Uruguayan footballer. He was playing rugby, American football, for the Uruguay team. And he was with his team in a plane flying on the Andes. Andes is mountains that we have in South America. There is only snow and mountains and nothing else. No trees, no animals, nothing. It's a chain of mountains. So what happened? The plane crashed in the mountains and crashed in the middle, and half of the people that were on board were dead instantly, including his mother and his sister. His friends thought that he was dead because he was lying on the snow, had crushed his head, and he was deeply unconscious. So they thought he was dead, and they left him in the snow along with the other dead bodies. And they protected themselves against everything. They didn't have food, they didn't have water, they didn't have proper clothes, they didn't have any way to get out of there or to eat. The first day they had a bag of peanuts, and they shared. Everybody got one. They just licked the chocolate around the peanut. The second day they ate half of the peanut. The third day the other half, and there was nothing else. Nando Parrado woke up. When he was in the snow, did help the swallow that he had in his head shrink a little bit, and he came up. His friends were thrilled and happy to see him again, and he protected himself in the plane. After 10 days or so, they were really weak. About 10 days with almost nothing to eat or drink or anything eatable that they could find near them. So they decided Nando decided, along with another friend, to go in a suicidal walk to find the next village. And he thought it was going to be behind a big mountain that was over there. Oh, I forgot to mention, in order to have something in the belly, they began to eat the bodies of their friends. They had no other option. That was this option or starve to death. So they decided to eat the bodies so they could have some protein in their bodies in order to survive. So he began to walk, to climb the mountain with no special equipment, no shoes, nothing, absolutely nothing. And he climbed and climbed, and took him 2 days to get to the top of the mountain, where he thought he was going to visualize a village. But what happened when he was at the top of the mountain? He just looked, and there was this see this ocean of snow, everything white, nothing, absolutely nothing. It took him 1 second and a lot of strength and willpower to decide. He thought, I'm dead. I'm walking, I'm talking, but I'm dead. My friends that are relying on me back there in the plane are also dead. So I will die trying. And he walked and walked and walked and walked, day after day, against all the odds. And 10 days later, he found the first village. And he saved not only himself, but he came with an helicopter to rescue his other friends that were back there, sending him good vibes, praying for him. That is a very inspiring story. That is true. You can find that. You can find that in a video, in interviews that he gave to the History Channel, to the Discovery Channel. You can find a book that he wrote about his experience that I strongly recommend you to read. That's willpower. The thing is, some people are born with a lot of willpower and some with less willpower. But we have only some during the day. There was this experience that was made around 40, 50 years ago with kids, with not one child, a lot of children, and marshmallows. It is a test that they made with the kids. They put the marshmallows and they say, I'm going to leave the room, and if you can resist, I will come back in 15 minutes. I will give you another marshmallow and you can have 2. If you can't resist, you can eat the marshmallow, or you can ring the bell and I'll be back. What happened? Some kids couldn't avoid to look at the marshmallow and ate them. And some got distracted, trying to think of something else, to look elsewhere, and they resisted. There was a follow-up with those kids years after, and the kids that resisted to eat the marshmallow, they resisted with all their strength. It was good. They had a good life. This was a study conducted by Columbia University, the psychologist named Walter Michael. But what is willpower? It's the ability to delay gratification, resisting short-term temptations to meet long-term goals. It can also be described as the ability to employ a cool cognitive system of behavior rather than a hot emotional system. Also, the capacity to override an unwanted thought, feeling, impulse, even an addiction. The thing is, we don't have that much willpower that we think we do. When we are using it most of the time trying to resist the things that we are not willing to have, that we try to avoid in our lives, we are already using and spending it. So we have not that much willpower when we want to overcome addictions, for instance. When we go to a shopping and we want to buy and buy and buy and get another jeans when we already have 30 of them. Or we cannot stop smoking even though we know that is bad to our health. That is called the ego depletion. The social psychologist Roy Baumeister was one of the first to talk about ego depletion. He showed its effect in his famous cookies and radishes experiment. He invited a group of students to eat fresh-baked chocolate chip cookies and asked another group to resist the cookies and eat radishes instead. After that, he had given a puzzle very difficult to solve. What happened? The students that didn't have to resist the cookies did better on the puzzle. They worked better on the puzzles. And the ones who had to resist hard to not eat the cookies, but they ate their radishes instead, they did very bad in the puzzle. They couldn't focus and concentrate because they had already used all their sources of willpower. Now let me tell you a little bit about awareness. What is awareness? It's the most important state of being that we cannot have. Remember, you are not your body. You are the pilot, and your body is like the plane. You are that thing that is in charge of conducting, of piloting, but you are not the plane. You're not even your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your job. You are not your name. You are so much more than that. You are an eternal spirit. You are an eternal soul. That's what you are. You have inside of you that thing called higher authentic self. And when you can take a distance and see from the bigger picture, like when you go to the top of the mountain and from there you can see everything, that's awareness. Is when you can zoom out and get out of this situation and not getting caught in this situation. It's so nice, the bird singing. And you are witnessing the things that are happening with you. Oh, how lovely. That's awareness. We have just a little bit of awareness, and sometimes we begin to tune in and tap in that, and we avoid. I had a situation by the end of last year when I had ayahuasca that I had the very strong impression. I was sure that I was dying. I felt that I was dying. I couldn't breathe. I was breathing with it was difficult for me to breathe. I couldn't get in touch with my body. My diaphragm was not working well. I felt detached from my physical body and was sure I was making my transition. I was sure that I was leaving this body and my story here in this incarnation had ended. Some people have near-death experience and they can zoom out, or some people are about to have a car crash or a plane crash, and they can, in those last moments of life, see the movie of their lives. Or sometimes it's not even with them. Somebody close to them passes away. I had to say goodbye to important people of my life the last 2 years with all this story that is going on in the world. And when death is near you, you begin to get in a state of awareness with strong insights. You zoom out and you acknowledge that you are not here in this body. This is a video game. This is an avatar that we are playing. We think that everything that's going on in our lives is important, but it's not. It's not. We don't come here to go to work and then go to bed late and watch television passively instead of enjoying life. And just when we are too old to enjoy life, it's time that you are pension, that you retire. Life is much more than that. We are here to fulfill our dreams. We are here to do great things, to accomplish great things, to leave our mark in the world, to love, to forgive, to enjoy life in its beauty, to share with our friends all the love that we have. We are here to so much more. But the thing is, we are such in this life that we think that is the deal, and we don't know what's next. Sometimes we wish to know what's next for us 10 steps forward, but we can't, because it's like a stairway that is, you can only see the next step from the next. When you jump, the road unfolds in front of you. Your life unfolds after you take steps. But sometimes we are paralyzed because we don't know what's next. So we stay in our comfort zone. That's when habit gravity comes in. Have you ever heard about habit gravity and escape velocity? When a car is parked, you switch the first gear and it takes a lot from the motor to take the car from where it is to where you want to be. But then when the car is in motion, it's easier. You switch the second gear and the third gear and things come smooth because the car is in inertia. The car is already in a move. So it doesn't take so much energy to keep on the move, to keep on going. That's it. When you want to install a new habit in your life, you have this 30 days of implementing it. The first days are like a rocket. It takes a massive amount of energy to launch a rocket ship into space. The rockets must provide enough power to propel the craft. If the spacecraft doesn't gain that momentum, gravity will pull it back to Earth, and it will end up trapped in Earth's orbit. The fuel required to achieve escape velocity weighs 20 times more than the space shuttle orbit itself. Near 90% of the fuel is used in the first minutes. Once in the frictionless environment of our space, the space shuttle requires very little fuel for propulsion to maintain its course and moves with effortless ease at very high rates of speed. It's the same when we want to put a new good habit in our lives. We begin with a lot of energy, we are excited about it, we want to do it, but very quickly we become tired. We don't want to do it. There is this resistance. So that's when we have to have awareness and extra willpower to keep doing. After this first launch, when we keep doing it for more 20 days, then it becomes a habit. After you're doing something for 30 days in a row, you own it. So if you want to do something new, if you have more willpower, you can do it. There are scientific ways to increase the willpower in your life. The first of it is sleep good. Not sleeping or sleeping less hours than your body needs to rest is a form of torture. You cannot function good, you cannot function well when you're not sleeping enough hours. And that's different to every person. Some people need 6 hours, some 8, some even 9. And it's different in different phases of our lives also. I sleep now more than I used to. That's the first thing. The second tip that I have is to meditate. Meditation is so inspiring. You can do it in so many different ways. You can do active meditation. I used to meditate when I was riding my bike to my work. Now I meditate when I'm walking, when I'm in the woods. I don't just meditate when I wake up, when I'm in bed with my eyes closed in silence. And meditating is not stop thinking. No, it's to get awareness, it's to detach yourself from your body, from your mind, from your thoughts, and just acknowledge the things, just witness and watch them. It's so beautiful here. Let me show you. How beautiful is that? Isn't it? So you can do meditation in a place like this with your eyes opened. You don't have to be in silence with your eyes closed in lotus position. No, you can meditate in many different ways. There are videos with meditations here in my channel. You can listen to them before you go to bed. That's my second tip. And my third tip is exercise. Not working out your body, but exercise resisting to temptation. Exercise not cheating in yourself, not cheating in your goals and desires, and not cheating in your girlfriend too. Resist temptation, because there are things so much more interesting and important than having that pleasure now. You have to postpone your pleasure to your great goal. So focus in your goal. What is it that you desire? What is it that you want? Focus in that. That's the most important thing. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please put a like, subscribe to my channel, and write here anything that you took away from this video. I wish to know what ring a bell for you, okay? And if you like this video, maybe you would like to watch this one also. Very interesting, very interesting. It teaches you about the morning routine, how a morning routine makes you strong to face the day. You have to first put the mask on you, and then you face the day. Before you even check your phone and do anything else, make yourself strong. Check this video. See you there. Click.